Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to Working Aussies Homestead. My name is Josh, and this is Jordan, and we are doing our chores this morning, but don't worry, we're not going to show you that this time. This time I wanted to give you a little introduction to the video you are about to watch. It is actually part of our travel series from when we went and delivered puppies, and we've been going through all of those videos and looking at them and editing and putting some videos together for you guys. It's really a lot of content, but this video is going to go over a place that we stayed at in Missouri, and these two are just amazing people. They've got a great homestead, and they are working on some things that they enjoy, not only on the homestead but off the homestead. And they gave us a quick look at how they have their homestead all laid out and the cool things that they're doing over there. So we really hope that you enjoy watching them and their progress on their homestead as you get to know them a little bit more. If you know who we're talking about Sunny's place, and I want to tell you more about our visit, but stick around to the end of the vlog for that, because I will go into more detail about our experience and just how much fun we had. So hope you guys enjoy the vlog, and we'll see you back here after it's all done.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, travel day 3, and we are at Sunny's place in Columbia, Missouri, and it's 10 degrees outside. Feels like -2. Honestly, it's probably the coldest weather we've been in for a couple years. So it's nice and chilly outside. I've already let the dogs out. I've given them some nice bones, so we'll take you out and show you guys. Alright, guys. Where's your bone, Pine? Huh? Where's your bone? Go find it. Where's your bone? Ray and Finn have theirs, and then Piper is working on hers. Josh is still asleep, so it's just after 8. It is pretty out here, though. Like, look at that beautiful landscape. They have a pond on their property. Good morning. Morning. It's time to get up. So, I just found that the quicker I could get up, the better it was. You know. Get your phone, Bubba. It's a good breakfast for everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks for showing me the video of me not being awake. Appreciate that.
So, Emma's working on a cup of coffee for us.
I need that. How'd you sleep?
Was that fine? How'd you sleep?
I slept good. Good morning. You ready for our short 2-hour drive today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice difference compared to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good.
Oh, and we get to give them a sourdough starter.
Yes.
You excited? Yes. Oh, I love giving my sourdough starter away. Like I was telling you, Emma, there's a ton of ways to feed it. What I found works best for me is we're going to use 50 grams of starter, and then I do 75 grams of all-purpose flour and 75 grams of whole wheat. And I use organic all-purpose flour, and then we don't have an organic whole wheat in our area, so I used the King Arthur, 150 grams altogether, and then you do equal parts water. Okay. So you act like you didn't put any extra starter in there. You just do 50-50 of the water and the whole grain. So first thing I'm going to do is just mix it up. And then the separate container that I'm going to use is a holder. I just pour as much as I can in there, and that way I can kind of measure. Because what I found is the mason jars, even though they say measure the weight of the mason jar before you start so you know how much is in there, they're not all the same. And we have mason jars that are like super old from my grandmother, and those are like even more not the same. So
Well, those were made by a glass blower, and Virginia somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
1800s.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Alright, so 50 grams of starter. And if it's a little more, a little less, it's fine. It's not gonna be a problem. Tar it out. I have a wooden stir stick that we got from another homesteader. I really like it, but I really like my spatula because it sticks to the side of the wall and then it looks nice
flexible.
and pretty. Yeah,
It's got some flex.
it gives me the ability to use like jar a couple of times and still take pretty pictures.
Yep.
Whereas the wooden stick is not flexible, so it's like once I pour it out, that's it. I like the consistency. I can just add like a little bit more. It's not gonna hurt it or anything. From what I hear, and I don't know much about yeast science, but the looser it is, the more like abilities the microbes have to move around. Some people like it like icing, and I'm just like, oof,
Yeah.
that's real thick.
You did 50 grams of everything except for the water, right?
I did 50 grams of starter only. I did 75 grams of the flour.
Okay.
So 50, 75, and then 150 for the water.
50, okay. 50, 75, 75, and 150.
And I can throw this up on there and send you the whole video too. Whew, it's cold. We're taking a tour of her place and really excited. She's showing us their workshop that they have on the property. This place is massive. They're really getting it together for themselves and really kind of getting things where they want it. And I gotta show you what it looks like.
Emma made these for Matt. Those
Yeah, you probably saw 'em on the
magnets.
fridge, yeah.
Nice.
Because he works with metal. That's why.
Yeah.
He doesn't need stickers, he needs magnets.
So,
That's his heat treating oven.
okay. So
He's
that's
got to
the
still
heat
build a stand for it. He's going to build a stand similar to this
treat. Mhm.
for it. The forge. So he'll power it up. There's the gas over there. So I don't know how often he fills the tanks, but yeah, he runs it off of that gas tank back there. Yeah, it's really cool. I love to hear it when he fires it up.
Yeah, because it's usually like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it goes. Yeah. Magnet on this side. His forging hammers. He's got quite a few all over, strewn about. You'll see. So depending on what he's working on, he'll pick a certain hammer.
Nice.
This tool right here, he'll be able to grip knives that he's working on. The cool thing about this tool is that it was actually his dad's who would actually use this for horseshoeing. And so when Matt got into blacksmithing and knife making, he's like, hey, I got a tool for you. So this was his dad's, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, and then
Another cool legacy you guys have.
yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, I didn't know that until just a couple years ago that Matt's dad did that. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, Dad did this. What did your dad not do?
Yeah.
His welder, then he's got a big chop saw over there. But yeah, like basically it's kind of a mess right now, but yeah. And then this is his
shop's not a mess, right?
yeah, and then his grinder that he uses for finishing knives. So.
A clean shop makes you question if they even use it.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely used.
Here is the wood shop, or is going to be the wood shop.
It's gonna be the wood shop, yeah, the woodworking shop. Yep.
So you're taking this cabinet out here.
Yeah, that
And-
whole section there is going to get taken out, and we're building a miter station.
Okay. and then you're getting your tools in place over here. Very nice.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be repurposing this. I'm going to build a veggie washing station with it.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Might as well. It's in great condition, so.
Yeah. Might as well use what you got, right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Yeah, I love them. They're quirky and just entertaining. I love it, and their eggs are delicious.
Yeah.
So. And then I got rusty the other day. I mean, it was built well, but wasn't very
Not the most
efficient.
ideal.
It wasn't efficient. Yeah, there's no way to get eggs easily. I actually have to open this door here. And it stuck a lot, so that's why I have to do this. Like my little ingenuity. So yeah, so it's kind of a mess. Oh, hello, darling. Are you laying? Are you laying an egg for me? Or are you getting broody? But yeah, it's not very efficient. Look,
Yeah.
and it's falling apart.
And this is where you're building the new one?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. He had a little frostbite. Yeah, very much so. I felt bad, but I'm like, as long as you're not sick, you're doing okay. We'll just deal. But yeah,
They're so puffy.
they
I love
are the buffs. Yeah, and it looks like that one got puffed a little over there. So
Yeah.
Well, let's see this new coop.
so one of the things we talked about earlier was everybody wants to do Justin Rhodes style, the Joel Salatin style, moving stuff all the time, right? And I'm over here trying to figure out how to make things more efficient for what our responsibilities are,
Yeah.
because we will both work full time. I work off the homestead, so, I'm trying to figure out what kind of setup we can have that makes it easier for me to be able to still raise chickens in a natural way, making sure that they have a good quality of life, so that they're giving me the best food possible, but still, like I said, make things efficient.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take as much time for me to do my tasks.
Yeah.
Right? So the garden's actually up here. The reason the coop is up here is because we're going to build a fixed run with it. And when we're traveling or when we're working, the ladies will always have access to an outdoor space. But in the off season, like let's say right now, next year, I'll be able to use the Premier 1 fencing around the whole garden area, and the chickens will have access to all of that. They'll fertilize, till for me, and all of that fun stuff. It's going to be better. We're setting up the coop to rainwater catchment so that for most of the year we'll be able to just give them water that way, again, making things more efficient. No, we're totally changing all of this up. My biggest issue is not deer or other pests, it's dogs.
Okay.
My dogs love to come in here and dig up stuff, so that's part of the plan with this space is the run, a fence around the area that's tall enough just to keep the dogs out and rabbits. They love to play, but they dig, and then they realized that they like strawberries.
Ah.
And
okay.
strawberries are actually not bad for dogs, so yeah. And
Yeah.
guess what I've got right here?
Yeah. Nothing but strawberries.
This is all strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this
I
overgrown
remember.
area is just strawberries. I mean, look at them. They're right here.
Yeah.
They've made it all the way to the edge. And you know what I did? It started with 12 plants that I planted right in the middle. Right in the middle.
And all the runners took off.
And then 9 of them made it through that winter. And this is what you've got.
Do you move them into rows maybe?
They're going to get moved into a section over here into kind of a big kind of squared area.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably do some rolls. Rows where I can easily manage them, weed, and then harvest them, but also have more control over the runners, so I can make sure I'm still rotating because they don't last forever.
Well, something you could do too is turn them into starts that you sell.
Yeah, and I've had people ask.
Just
So
sunny strawberries.
yeah, and I bought them from a local nursery, so I know that they thrive in the area, and obviously they do. So yeah, so I'm really excited about kind of switching things around and really changing things up over here. I'm actually going to tear down most of the stuff and build new beds that are running this way. Probably going to do no-till to start with, obviously because lumber is really high right now, so I don't want to be held back by not being able to build raised beds when I could just go ahead and do no-till for now. I've got my little door
Nice.
to the coop, but let's go ahead and take a look at the coop.
And it was so fun to watch the video of you guys build it.
Yeah, it was a fun project. It was a little stressful at first, but again, you know,
What project isn't?
yeah, and because we work full time, it took longer than we had planned and anticipated, but it's done.
I like that it's on skids so
Yeah.
that you can easily hook it up and move it.
Yeah. And so, look at all this space. Look at all this
So
space.
nice. You could fit even more chickens in here.
Yep, that's the plan actually.
Nice.
More chickens.
So how many chickens do you think you'll end up with?
I'm getting 6 Buff Orpingtons.
Okay.
Because the ones I've got are kind of getting on the old end. So 6 more Buff Orpingtons, and I'd like to get some Easter eggers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
just to
fun.
vary the colored eggs. I have people that buy eggs for me, and so just wanted to give them a prettier product. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
Very fun.
yeah, we built that window actually from scratch.
Is it glass or is it
I built the
plexiglass?
doors. It's plexiglass. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We built that ourselves.
Very nice.
And then using the alumna, thing. Got stuck a little. I've got to sand this down. But yeah, and then easy to get the eggs as opposed to now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we'll set up the rain gutters on this end
Yeah.
here. This will all get covered with hardware cloth, and I'm actually going to put in sand down there for the chickens. Sand, wood ash from the fireplace, and then probably some DE, diatomaceous earth, so they have a nice shady dust
Healthy
bath
spot,
area.
yeah.
And it's nice and big, so they're going to love it. Little venting holes covered with the hardware cloth, and the duck pen will be right here.
Okay. And you said you're going to create a run, so I'm assuming you'll have like a little ramp for everybody?
Yeah, I've got to build the ramp for it. But yeah, so we're going to build a big run that's going to hold the chickens and the ducks, but I'm going to actually keep them separate.
Nice.
But yeah, the duck pen will be right here facing the same direction with opening that way. And then the rain barrels will be right here.
Yeah.
Very
And then
cool.
next to that will be our composting system over here. And then here we wanted to build a greenhouse. So we got this whole space here. I wanted to build a greenhouse, but I think until we can get to that point, it's going to be my sunflower patch area.
Okay.
So
Very fun.
yeah,
You can't not have sunflowers.
I know.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, mine too. And then from where the run extends to the end of it is where the strawberries will go.
Very
Right in front of the
fun.
compost area. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that'll be a fun garden.
Yeah.
And a pretty big one. So.
Yeah, we have a large space and I'm not really utilizing it well. And so I think finally getting that done is going to allow us to go ahead and start focusing on getting this set up for growing.
Yeah.
And then we've got peach trees over there, apple trees. That's the plum tree right over there. The nectarine tree didn't make it, so we went ahead and took that out. And then that's the pecan tree.
Nice.
Look how big it's gotten. So yeah, I'm really excited about that pecan tree.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and it was just a ton of fun to spend some time with them. That was the first time we ever got to spend time with them on their homestead, and they're just amazing people. They treated us with such hospitality, and they even made us authentic Mexican food, which, if you know anything about me and Jordan, we love Mexican food. We love Hispanic food, and so getting authentic food like that made for us from really good ingredients is just phenomenal. So thank you, Emma and Matt, for having us. And if you want to know more about them, you can check out their YouTube channel, Sunny's Place. I will leave a link in the description down below so you can check them out. I will also leave a link in the description below to some of his knife making stuff. It is really cool, and he's doing a really good job with it, so I see that going pretty far in the future. So make sure you check that out. If you have joined us from our travels, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you being here, and we look forward to sharing the rest of our travels with you before we start getting back into our normal content. So just be aware that that is the stuff that we are going to be doing, and we just have so much we want to share with you. So we're excited that you came along for the ride. If you're looking for any information on sourdough stuff, it is coming, I promise. We just have a lot that we are filming for you at this moment. So stick with us. It is coming. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. So until then, guys, God bless.